I think eventually you'll have chat there. You can just do this and that to see.
Yeah.
But if you push this button up top, if you accidentally hit the microphone, they can't hear us. But if you push the button up top, they can see where we're going. So we are in France. We are in Morlaix, France. It's spelled Morlaix. It's a tiny little village, but it has like a huge something that looks like a viaduct going through it, which we'll see hopefully soon if I remember how to drive the right way. I can't use my GPS because my phone is in use right now. So we're gonna just wander around because no matter where we end up, we're gonna be able to, there we go, turn that way. No matter where we end up, we're gonna be able to find our way back with the GPS. We do have dinner reservations at 8 o'clock, so we're gonna have to go after 1 hour today to make sure that we make it. So Karl is going to be your cameraman, and I'm going to drive somewhere.
Yeah.
Hopefully it looks like a cute little village called Morlaix, which is, what, 15 minutes or 20 minutes away from where our venue was? Or the wedding party thing, most of the wedding act stuff.
It's about half an hour from Brest.
Yeah, north of Brest in Brittany, if I'm doing my cute little French accent.
I would say east of Brest, but...
Okay, yeah, you're right. Maybe east. Okay, anyway, we'll flip. I see there's some watching. Yay, road trip, says Raymond. We'll see if the link hangs on. Audra is here, Max is here. I don't have much needle binding, so there we go. Raymond says, I am enjoying being able to wear some of my null-bound items. I have to catch up on Facebook and see. Everybody wants heat sent elsewhere. I gotta admit, France is not exactly cold at this time of year.
It's pleasant right now because of the rain and the clouds.
Okay, so one more important thing is we didn't really get to test the link. However, it seems that we have a better link out in the middle of nowhere than we do next to a stone building, and everything here is made of stone. Karl can comment on that too, so hopefully it'll hang on, but what I do think we can do is if it stops, we can get somewhere and resume. So wish us luck. Okay.
Yeah. At least on my phone, the coverage here is extremely dodgy, but Karen's phone has worked fine for GPS. So I'm expecting it to kind of work for this as well.
Yeah. Also, the first part, I think that if I remember to go the right way, the first part I think we're going to is nerve-wracking for me to drive through, so I'll make some wrong turns. But it's really quite cool, this big viaduct thing.
And the gimbal is gimbaling enthusiastically, and there is going to be a lot of turns on this road.
Yes, there is. We're going down into Morlaix. We're staying on the outskirts of it, but most of it is down by this river. So, thoughts about France, Karl?
Well, they clearly have a lot more gardeners per capita than Norway does. This isn't exactly gardened, but you will see a lot of hedges and well-groomed trees around here.
Norway would cut the trees like straight up all the way so that semis could get through. This France seems to only
yellow building.
France seems to only cut the trees as far as the top of the lorries. Then they don't cut anymore, so they kind of make like this upside down L shape, as you can see the one right in front of us.
Green.
Yeah.
When I said, whoa, yellow house, it was because it's the first yellow house I've seen since we got here. These cream colors is on the old houses, on the new houses, on the crappy houses that built just to last a season or two. It's the same colors.
If you go a little to the right, you won't have the, if you move your hand slightly to the right, you won't have the rear view mirror in your face.
Yeah, I can try to do that.
There you go.
But the gimbal will be gimbaling.
The gimbal is gimbaling. But it is I love the gardening. Okay, now we're going on the street I was hoping we would go on. This is the first time driving without GPS.
Yeah. And if I could motivate you to be a little bit active in the chat, because then the lack of chat will tell me when we lose contact. Yeah. I think we are still online. I think 11 people are watching, and one person actually likes it.
Yes.
If I can.
Yes, one person actually likes it.
If I read correctly, the symbols on top here.
That's, you are reading correctly. At least I think we're going the right way, but we're going down anyway. That's
I would
kind
say
of
as
the
long as
idea.
we're going down, we will either get to center of Morlaix or we are going to hit whatever fjord or river
Yeah.
is in the bottom here.
There it is. There's the aqueduct
Viaduct.
or viaduct or whatever the hell it is. It's really quite cool. Okay, now I got to pay attention, Carl. And, oh yeah.
They lost us for a few seconds, but all is well now.
Okay, well hopefully it'll catch up
Yeah,
because this
I
is where we want to get through.
I think it is because of the all the stone buildings.
Yep.
When we get into kind of stone tunnels of buildings, the signal is having a hard time.
There was a market here yesterday, or the kids and I went to, where you could buy all kinds of stupid crap, like
Yeah.
t-shirts and towels, cheap t-shirts, towels, anything you would find at a regular fair, cheap jewelry. A couple of few nice craft things, but all this parking space was dedicated to this market. And I'm trying to take my kids to the manga bookstore, and there was no place to park. Oh, there's the picture on the right there if you see it. Turn your camera a little bit there. But you feel so small next to that viaduct. So I hope it keeps connection down here.
Yeah. But right now we are in one of these tunnels again, so...
It might not, but hopefully they'll see images.
Yeah, I still have chat, so I
Yeah.
believe so.
And then Carl had to figure out how it was to find an ATM machine and a tobacco store in this area.
Well, it's comically easy if you can read French, because they are bloody everywhere. But when you can't read French, it's a problem.
Yeah. Although after looking all over the place for the tobacco store, we found out that it was right across from the ATM all along.
Yes. And the name of it was Le Norway.
Oh, which is right over there to the left. Le Norway.
Yeah, I can't turn quickly enough because the gimbal is gimbaling, but it's right to the left.
I'll try to go through and show it on the way back down, because now I have no idea where I'm going. That is pretty much the extent of my knowledge of Morlaix.
Raymond is writing not for kids with big letters.
Not for kids! The tobacco thing, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
I would say that was tame considering what usually gets that response, but
Yeah. So the stitch of the month is Dalarna. I did not find any yarn, but I deliberately didn't bring any with me because I knew I would have bought some if I could. So not finding any yarn. Well, I did. Actually, I found some yarn in a grocery store, but it was this cheap acrylic crap. And I know better. So I didn't buy any. But I have so much yarn, I don't need any. So no, more needle binding next week, but you can let me know what you think of the Dalarna stitch. I do love the buildings. It's very French here. And the stripes. According to your father, the stripes on clothing is prison wear.
yep.
Yep. And we'll turn around and go back down the other way.
They're just trying to make it easy for themselves on the next time they surrender.
Jesus, Carl. No, but they actually do wear these stripes. Either that or all these people are tourists. I'm not sure yet. So now we'll go through that little square again, or triangle. And
How
you'll
the
see-
bear is in France, I'll find that out as soon as I don't have to hold this thing anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You gotta have a beer. You cannot have an open bottle in the car. Well, maybe. I don't know. It's France. Apparently you can drink when you're 2 here. But thank God my kids didn't want to test that at the party yesterday. But anyway, we get to this little triangle area. You'll see straight ahead on the left side in that center area, but just left of center, is Le Norway. It is a tobacco bar. So apparently Norway cuisine in France includes tobacco.
I wouldn't say that tobacco is one of the things Norway is famous for, but...
Yeah, but you can see it's got the brown awning almost straight ahead of us now, just to the right of the red awning. You'll see. And then if you're real quick, right behind that on the left side, you'll see the manga shop that I had to take my kids to. But, oh my God, parking down here during the daytime was not my favorite thing. Otherwise, driving's been pretty easy.
Yeah, no, we should see Le Norway.
It's right ahead of us now, straight
Right
ahead.
ahead.
You see it? Then
yeah,
Norway,
but
bar and tobacco.
the name is kind of on the side here, so
Yeah.
it's...
And there's the manga shop. Manga. Sound American. And there's a guy driving like me. Not the way you're supposed to. But it's very cute
Oh,
here.
colors on buildings.
That's some color. That's more color than we've seen all week. And it's gone. Now we're just driving around this way to see where it goes. That was a yellow building. That's a bright color for this. I think we have to go to Barcelona next.
Huh.
Let's see, we'll go down this way. Apparently the French can understand Spanish more than they can understand English. In some cases, I found this to be true.
It's Romance languages, all of them. So.
Yeah. But not only was it discussed at the wedding, the French people I was sitting next to, but also to test the theory, a Spanish man walks into the hotel bar, which is an understatement for what it is, overstatement, and orders everything in Spanish, refuses to speak any English whatsoever, and they manage to communicate. I don't know why that guy is flashing his lights at me. Oh, to let me go. Go ahead. That was nice of him. They have a lot of murals for a country that doesn't want to paint their buildings. Is that like kind of a workaround? We just do graffiti.
They have very little actual graffiti. These murals are clearly planned and done by people who know what they're doing.
Yeah. And the roads are very tiny.
But considering that some of these buildings are very, very old indeed, I would expect the punishment for putting graffiti on them would be draconic.
I think maybe if we find parking here, we could sit in there for a few minutes. And you could have your beer. What do you think?
I don't know.
Too public for you?
I haven't seen anybody else drink in public here except for outside of cafes.
Well, that's because the bar was the size of a zit.
Yeah, but it's still kind of drinking in or adjacent to the establishment.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Hobo drinking in the middle of the street is probably not...
We didn't get you a brown paper bag, but we'll catch it all on YouTube in case they need evidence later. So the picture on the front of our thumbnail, it's a church, and that was in Loch and Vel, E-N-V-E-L, Loch, L-O-C-N-Vel, was the name of that church, Iglesia Loch and Vel, and then that thing was pretty cool. That was right outside where the wedding
It doesn't
venue was.
have an English language Wikipedia page.
You can
so
translate
we
the
Google
Wikipedia.
translated the French one. And apparently it was... this is assuming Google Translate got it right. It's a saint. Actually, there are two guys with the same name. It's not Evan, but it's something close to Evan. Evan. And I have a sister. And they are absolutely super pious to the point where they don't really want to talk to people. So they build hermitages, basically places for themselves to live and pray and not have any contact with other people. This sister is particularly fanatic because she only talks to people over the river. But these hermitages are in a perfect triangle, and that church is where the oldest of these three saintly brothers built his hermitage.
Apparently they only communicate via with bells. And then the river at some point outside was so loud that the sister couldn't hear the bells of the brothers' church, so she told it to shut up in a very nice French way, and then all was well again.
Of course.
The river never made any noise.
French saints do things that normal saints would be too embarrassed to do.
Okay?
You remember the mural in the church up in where the little pub was?
Yeah.
One of the pages is
We're somewhere we're not supposed to be.
one saint had a small donkey that was eaten by a wolf. Then he takes the wolves and straps it to the cart
Oh,
that
yeah.
donkey was normally pulling, and then he whips the wolves and yells at it for eating his donkey.
That was the same church. It was just a...
No, that was the church we walked to from the little pub.
That's the one in the thumbnail.
The one in the thumbnail is the one we saw earlier today.
No. No, that's the one we saw we walked up to. That's the picture I used. I'm going to try to turn around here. I don't know if I can walk this way anymore. Sooner or later, someone's going to yell at me. Reserved for vehicles of service. No, that's one that we put the euro in the machine, or you had to put 2 euros in the machine, I think, and then it started talking. We thought it was, like going to spit out a little thank you for your donation. But no, she talked quite loudly, echoed in the whole church, and it was about a 15-minute guided tour in that church with the wolves on the window. But yeah, you caught the story of the wolf. I kind of missed half of that.
But at least the information that she gave is completely different from the information on Wikipedia for that church.
Oh, okay.
So I'm pretty sure I'm right about this, that you have mixed up your churches here, woman.
We've only seen 5.
Yes. But that church, the from 1111. But they only have that stone that is that old.
Okay.
So the rest of it was built in early Renaissance.
Let's see, we can go down this way. How's your chat doing? You just do this to see it. But you kind of have to keep your finger near it. Careful you don't... Oh, I see Peruda's here. And
Yeah, Rune tells us that a lot of Polish stop drinking when they are 18 because they got tired of it.
that could be. The bride apparently... well, it's a young bride, but she could drink. And she's 20 years old. And in the United States, if you were a 20-year-old bride, you would not be able to drink at your own wedding.
Yeah, but in Norway you can just fine. As long as you're not getting married on a Sunday or the day before an election or any other point where the Norwegian government think you shouldn't be drinking.
Is the link holding up? Because if I turn and go back to the right, I'm pretty sure that takes us along the river where the tide went out. If I go straight through, we're more towards the buildings
I just
again.
don't know. Can somebody give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can actually hear me right now?
I believe they can, just to see. There's a little time delay, but... What are the French drivers like? Public driving in France is legal, however... public drinking in France is legal, however, local laws may ban public drinking or the purchase of alcohol in certain areas at certain times. It's holding, yes, they can hear us fine. Yep. Okay, because we can try to go... We got a bit to cover our hour here. So I'm going to go down this way, and I think, if I remember correctly, we're somewhere near this river, which isn't really a river, it's kind of an inlet into the ocean. And...
€150 fine.
Oh, no problem. It's only 6.7.
I don't think I'll get that drunk. And if I get belligerent with a police officer, he will just surrender anyway, so I don't think it's an issue.
Oh, we're at a dead end up ahead. How do we think about the drivers in France? I think I only pissed off 2 or 3 of them. Look at the cute little chateau. I like it. Okay, that was a dead end down there. But I think we passed this one. I remember thinking that was really cute before, too. And they have a huge love of hyacinth. Everybody has hyacinths here. I think they probably don't have to take the hyacinth bushes in during the winter like we do in Norway to get them to not die. I think this is everyone's weekend. Let's see. I think if I hit the X, it goes away and then comes back. Maybe. Let's try. Okay, we might lose people, but it might come back. Are you sure you want to start streaming? Cancel. No. That's not going to be it. Warm. It's back. Okay, you see us? You have to thumbs up. Yes, we're back. Okay, yep. We are not going to go out of the Morlaix city. Yep. All right, Carl's back to driving. I did tilt his camera a bit so you wouldn't see so much dashboard. Oops, wrong way. We pulled in some random parking lot, but basically we just turned around. Okay, so that's good. It fixed. I didn't want to close it and restart it because having too many of those take-twos is annoying. But we're having fun reading the chat.
Yep.
Okay, at 7 o'clock, wherever we are, Carl, we will find a place to stop for you to taste your beer. It is actually...
Guessing it's about 10 minutes.
Yeah, if I hold this, you can reach the bag behind me. We can stare at this beautiful street in France. Not nearly as Pink Floyd as Swindon. Okay, now you can hold this and then that button up at the top right there. If you don't hit the microphone, we'll reverse the camera so you can show them what you have. Or actually, no, mirror effect. Okay, go the other way. Put it in front of turn your bottle in front. And then, oops, that way. There you can see.
As I said, I don't really read French, but blanc is white. Blonde is obviously blonde. Amber is obviously amber.
And
this was the only thing that I found kind of promising because it says triple. So I'm hoping it is a Belgian style beer. It has a good kick of alcohol, so maybe.
This is beer. This I don't know about. The world? Your world? Something like that. But it's a triple. We understand triple. We understand 6.7%.
Yeah.
Now, I did not bring a bottle opener. Okay.
I'll find a way to deal with it if I can use both hands, but...
There you go. Well, we'll see how far we can get the other way. Now we're going to go back through the center again. I think. And then try to go off to the right and see. Yeah, what do you think about French drivers? Like I said, I don't think only pissed off a couple of them. Usually because I'm not driving fast enough.
Well, I don't know much about driving, but I would expect French drivers to know more about driving in France than American and Norwegian one. Any kind of Italy on the roads seems like a very slow suicide attempt. I haven't seen a lot of aggressive driving.
No.
There are some creative solutions to parking.
There's some French parking driving. How do you fit in those little things? I was wondering. Look at that car trying to squeeze in. It's like, it looks very sexual at the moment because it's a tight fit. Not for children, Raymond. The car that just went in there in that little gate. It's like slightly wider than a car. The skinny little building here. You probably have just enough room for a toilet at the very end there.
Yeah, no, that's actually cool.
That is quite cool. Okay, I think we can go in this parking lot here. We'll just stay in the car. And then we can drive out that way again. Because I know as soon as we go further, we're going to be too... Oh, actually, maybe we can see what's down there. I know there's a river that goes through here, and it's like slime green, the whole thing. I see cans. Some people have been drinking here. But we can just sit, we can maybe go right over here. And just stand right there or there. And then we should be fine. Okay. And I will put this wonderful thing that says you write when you arrive. And right now it is 6 o'clock. So we have to turn this thing to 6 o'clock. And if you're in a blue lot, you have like 2 hours of free parking, which we are in a blue lot. And this tells them what time we've arrived. And that means we have to pretty much leave within 2 hours or we get a ticket. Okay, but we can park up to 2 hours free, and since we're in a blue lot, I think we're okay, but we're not going too far from the car. Okay, I will take the gimbal and we'll go out and see how we are doing. Maybe Karl can taste his beer. Let me see. But I see there's this little path here. It kind of goes down that way, and a little path here. So maybe somewhere we have like this lookout point at a beautiful backyard or another parking lot, but it does go down. Did you already pop the cap?
Yep.
Okay, let's go over here and we'll see what you think of your beer. Well, thanks for sticking in there when we tested the limits. All I could say is, oh, look! If you need to pee, I can see everything.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't be standing around the public toilet peeing. Filming, I mean.
Well, there's nobody in it.
No, but I don't think anybody wants to go into it either when you have two crazy people with the camera.
Oops, there's nobody here. Okay, now there's some people coming. But there you can see what we found. Oops. There's like a little river. And we can point downwards a little bit, I think. There. So it's kind of a cute little area. Yet another mural on the wall. In this prison stripes. He's wearing the prison stripes, Karl.
Of course.
Your father would be very happy. Even the balcony is striped. Okay, I'm gonna... Is that the seagulls? Yes, although we did find some interesting things out in the country. Where they, oops, sorry, going the wrong way. Look like pigeons or something. Okay, Karl, your beer. See if we're sending you to prison. Is it triple strong?
It has the banana smell.
I thought we saw caramel on there somewhere, but...
It's good. I don't know if it reaches the top of the line, but it's very much okay.
Which is good considering most of the stuff we saw in... It was a grocery store, but apparently you can buy whiskey and cognac in the grocery store and wine.
Yeah, no, they had a very good selection of beer.
Yeah, like bigger than our wine monopoly.
About to the level of a big wine monopoly. But the problem is that almost all of it was light. IPA,
Yep.
blonde, brun.
No, we did find stouts in cans later, and we did try to buy 2 beers, but we went through this where you scan it anyway. Self-checkout. Thank you. We went through one of that, and the guy came. It popped up a message, which I assumed was, "Is this man legal enough to buy the beer? Old enough?" Yeah, no, I think we're okay. Yeah, no, he checks out a little bit. Okay, so we thought, yeah, that might be it. But then the guy goes and takes the beer. Goes and mumbles something in French to his attendant and then comes back to push a button, and we didn't realize till we got home, but we only had 1 beer instead of 2. So something...
Yeah, we only paid for 1 too.
We only paid for the 1, yeah, no, so that was fine.
It might have been that the barcode was impossible to read, or it might be that he misunderstood something we said.
Yeah.
Oh no, we don't need all this alcohol.
Yeah. So stand back.
But I think that's right anyway, because I shouldn't be drinking 2 beers now.
No. That's okay. But I'm glad we got at least one of them. That was the idea, is that you could have 1 beer.
Yep.
Yep. And we have a dog coming through behind you, so I'm going to turn around and film this way for a little bit. Let's see what's down this part. Little waterfall, if you want to call it that. Oops. I popped up the chat. Does that count as a waterfall? Like a sewage drain or something that's going into the river, so I'm assuming it's not sewage drain, but it has been raining off and on. So I'm glad we have just enough. You can see how shallow it is down there though. But it has been raining off and on a little bit all day. Karin, please don't let Karl go to prison. I'm not sure the stripes would suit him. Oh no, he's totally a plaid guy over here. Let's see, I'll catch up more on chat while we can before we move on. But you like the beer though, huh? It's okay? You're surviving?
Yeah, it's okay.
The hops didn't die for nothing? There you can kind of see.
I wonder what that building right across from us is, because it's not somebody's house, even though it would be a cool house.
It's a hotel. Soon we'll get some really good entertainment. Now, whatever it is www.ffc. Probably some tax place. I don't know. It looks like an office though. But yeah, this little river kind of runs through everything here. This is not the one that showed the tide, but you can see it gets.
I think
it
this
can
is
get
a
quite
drainage channel from
Yeah.
not sewage, but the water that goes down the manholes.
And you can see by the mud down there that it clearly it can fill. I think it's like a levee, like to overflow, to take the overflow of water out. But and hey, they have Domino's pizza here. We don't even have that in Norway. Oh, maybe we do. Domino's pizza is really good.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I've seen it in Norway, but they got it in France. But the houses are quite cute. everybody has shutters, and Carl and I had to have an argument about the name of what shutters are called in Norwegian. I'm going with
Dørlammer.
skoldar. And you're going with what?
Vinduslammer.
Vinduslammer. I think they're both the same. Let's see. Okay, we'll read a little bit of chat while we stare at this beautiful house, and someone inside is probably wondering, what in the hell? Okay, what town are you in? Morlaix. It's M-O-R-L-I, or no, M-O-R-L-A-I-X. I think we saw it written a few places around here. But you'll see it on the sign, I think, every once in a while. Let's see. Okay, oh, Outer's here, Nolvi is here, Max is here. Max's last week was close to the weekend was really crazy. Oh, it's here too, by the way. We'll have to tell you what it's like to travel with a 92-year-old who is very self-sufficient, or at least remembers being self-sufficient. Raymond says, ironic how when showing the beer bottle, the video goes all wonky as we all had to consume a few of those beers, as if we all had consumed a few of those. Here, we'll put Jack Carl there. That tree looks a lot like your beard. The Novia says, potato. Raymond says, no, wait. Raymond says, please don't let Carl go to prison. I'm not sure we can do with the stripes. Albert's making dinner. James says, hi, Karin and Karl. I'm working on a Tikiwala sweater. I'm liking the words. I have no idea what that is. I'm going to look it up. But Tikiwala, Tikkiwallahh. It sounds to me slightly on the Hawaiian sign, or tiki tiki in the tiki room.
Yeah. No, my mental
a
image
colourful
is
sweater?
Hawaiian party whale.
A party whale?
Yeah.
Okay. Carl doesn't get to knit, I call. Raymond says, I've been to the original Domino's farm in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Maybe? Would like to try that. Ah, there you go. Peruta posted a link with Morlaix, M-O-R-L-A-I-X. So we're not staying in this part of it where you see all these buildings. No, we're staying in something that looks like a little bit closer to the outskirts of a town in the United States. There's like one building or so. Ah, Garcia's here as well. Hello, Garcia. We're playing with Link. This is some little sitting park, but we didn't want to be this public with Carl. But they really like, oh, there's the French flags. Now you know we're in France. We're not making it up. The French license plates would have given a thing. Albert says his closest Domino's is Lillehammer in Oslo. So then, yeah, the Domino's pizza did make it to Norway. I wasn't sure. I don't think I've had Domino's pizza in 20 years. They stuff the crusts. It's really good. They put cheese in them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you have to go to Lillehammer next time we have some time off.
Yeah. So the plants are, cars still good over there. Yeah, we can walk down this way. Actually, make sure. No, you're smoking a cigarette. You can't smoke a cigarette down there.
No, specifically parks in France. You get like, I think it's 600 euros or something in fine.
Are you kidding me? You're not allowed to smoke in a park in France.
No.
I like this country. Time to quit, Carl. Artifacts Master, amazing and wonderful man. Beautiful view. Regards, Osman from India. Hello, Osman. This is Carl, if you remember him. He's there.
Hey.
Hello. We got shoes from Osman, and they look amazing. So I'm hoping we get to order them in 2020 for 2026. So say hello to your family, Osman. Carl's nephew has gotten married now. So we came down for the wedding and we brought his 92-year-old father. But look at the kind of plants that just... See, now if we had these in Norway, they would be dead before September and they would not come back. And there's a little bit of palm. It's not quite Florida palm trees, but there are a few. There's short, fat palm trees. Yep, Peruta agrees with me. Time to quit, Carl. Your microphone might be slightly out of range. Roger says you're not in France until you show us a monkey wearing a beret while playing an accordion. I think he's right about that, Carl. Carl, if I get you an accordion, would you wear a beret and play music for us?
Yeah, but I think you find the Frenchman will do that naturally. You don't even have to give them a beret because I have one of their own.
We didn't actually, when we went through the market looking at all the cheap crap that they were trying to sell from the stalls, one thing we did not see was berets, but we did see a lot of these sixpence hats. We didn't buy any of them, of course. It's a banana tree. You're right. I didn't see. Now, Nolvia would know because Nolvia and Roger have foliage like this in their backyard because they're in Huntington Beach, California. But it's quite pretty. Are you calling your boyfriend a monkey? Yep. I'm absolutely calling him a monkey. Ah, here you see Morlaix. Might be pronouncing it completely wrong. Just have to nullbind your own berets. There you go. Raymond did. This is the place we're in. So, the Villa de Morlaix, which would be the village of Morlaix, the memories of
the deceased.
Deceased or departed, yeah, I would guess. And there's a bunch of names and locations, I believe.
No, the last names and first names.
Last names and first names, yeah. Oh, so speaking of last names and first names, and no disrespect to... oh, there's a whole wall here. We'll look at this in a second. So, in the wedding party, at the reception, one of the receptions, they like partied for 3 days here, we had to sit Norwegian, French, Norwegian, French, Norwegian, French around the table to try to encourage us to interact, because the Norwegians don't like standing next to people, which is another funny story about trying to gather everybody under a little awning in the rain. It didn't work. The Norwegians were like, no way, man, we're standing in the rain. I'm not going next to anybody else if I don't have to. So one lady says, can you tell us what your name's in? So I said, mine's Karin, and this is Karl, and this is Cora. And you have a sister named Kaya, and then you have the sister named Hannah. I don't know what happened with her letter. She got screwed up. She got an H. Anyway, so the lady says, how would you pronounce that if it was French? And he needn't, she's talking to her now son-in-law, and the son-in-law says, Karin, Karl, Cora, Kaya. Why is it every time you have to pronounce our names in French, you look like you're about to vomit? And he laughed because it's true. He says, it's the French way. Anyway, there's my little joke, but I was laughing my ass off when I saw that. Here is, if you can, well, maybe you can't, my face is too much in there, but a homage. Lieutenant Edouard Pinot. I don't know if you can see that very well anyway, but for those of you who can read French, Arlene would be able to read this. She's from French Canada. This is a nice little place we stumbled onto here. Why are they getting married so young? I don't know. I told her she actually reminds me of myself because I got married when I was 25. My ex was 21, but we didn't exactly intend to get married this early. That was kind of, we had to. 1944. 18th of June, 1940 to 8th of, is that October? August? 1944. Does that mean those dates mean anything to you, Carl?
Well, the first one is when France was invaded during the Second World War. The second one, I don't have any specific...
I see Roger on the concrete, he says. I'm sorry, but it's...
Normandy.
Again! And then here's 1870 to 1871. Let's see if I can keep myself out of my shadow out of the picture here. This is all on some sort of bronze, I'm assuming. Brass. More than likely the date that the part of Brittany was liberated after D-Day. Oh, that makes sense. Here we have 1914 to 1918. Max is making a pair of mittens in Russian stitch, 2+2+2, F2, working flat. Oh, that's such a nice, time-consuming, but very nice stitch. Basically, it's like, well, the same concept with Finnish 2+2, where you're using 4 loops, but you're doing a Russian stitch where you're flipping the back stitches. There's 1939 to 1945. We had a little accident here, and they fixed it. Good to know. And then a little bit more, 1952 to 1962. I'm going to go this way though because now I'm being observed. I'm not very good at being YouTube in public.
I think this is the Franco-Prussian War.
Oh. So what are the other war? They're all war victims from different, obviously it's not the same war.
I think this is the Franco-Prussian. I can double check that on Google, but I'm pretty sure about it.
Yeah, because this is not exactly 100 years
This
war
is
here.
World War One.
World War One, yeah. There's a name, Le Gros, which means the big.
And this is World War Two.
Yeah. But I wanted to know what happened to the tan guy here.
And this
Got an
is
amendment.
their colonial war in Algeria.
Ah,
And this...
TOE.
I don't know.
We've got some homework to do, but it's really cool to see. It's nice to see. That's a lot of names, by the way. That's actually kind of scary.
Algeria, Morocco, and Tunisia.
There you go. Algeria, Morocco, and Tunisia. Yeah. And then TOE is...
I'm tempted to say probably Vietnam, but I'm not sure.
It's quite nice. There's a little bit of echo when I was standing in front of this, but not quite now. And then we have the puzzle piece. But it has a little opening there. Should we drive a little bit more then before we need to get back, Carl? Because I see we're at minute 45. More likely the date, the date of the part of Brittany that was liberated after D-Day, said
That
Raymond.
sounds about right.
Dinner is done. Albert is having Japanese curry. I just gave oh my God, the potato chips, by the way. So apparently you can get potato chips in a bazillion. Their grocery stores look like American ones where you get like a whole aisle just dedicated to potato chips. And there were so many different flavors you could get. You could get herbs, you could get mozzarella flavored. I got chicken flavored this last one. I thought that was quite interesting. And then we got one that was called curry. I gave that to my kids to see if they could survive. There was all kinds of spice, chilies.
I'm guessing this is more recent since it was put up in 2019.
Yeah, they probably didn't have room for more on the brass over there. So yeah.
So
there you see.
this is probably Afghanistan, Iraq. Don't think they lost anybody in Libya. But
And this is just Morlaix.
yeah,
The village of Morlaix. Yeah.
it's a bit much.
That's a lot. I mean, there's not that many people living here.
I think Norway lost a similar number of people in all of those wars. So it's surprising that a small place like this would have that many casualties.
Yeah.
I don't think that is correct.
Your father also noticed that the trees are much bigger here than they are in Norway. But you don't really see any pine trees anymore now. And the oak trees are back. You can find oak trees in the south of Norway, very south, but barely. There's not many. But they're huge. I'd climb in these things. Do you want to look in the toilet again? Okay, we could drive just a little bit and I think. Yeah. But I did notice that now that over there is probably a little bridge that just goes right across that little river. Because where we had to park as well yesterday to go to the market, there was these little bridges that go over this little river. But maybe you're right, it's not a river, maybe it's just drainage. Drainage makes sense. Oops, and I'll unlock the door first, it helps. I do like that house, let's live there. Oh, you can see the pruning on the trees. Got it? There's a big, oh yeah, no, we read that one. Maybe it was a river once. It could be, but it might just be drainage, but it's quite cool the way they did it. But yeah, that tree straight away, you can see where they cut all the branches. I thought it was pretty impressive that all of their trees don't have lower branches. Oh, and this car, it likes to yell at me if I go too close to the line. And I'm aware very much of how much I've been going close to the lines on the side of the road.
It's yelling constantly.
This is a Citroën, I kind of like it. That car. Let's see. Try not to hit anybody. Put my seatbelt on before it starts yelling at me. It did have a very polite message for when I didn't have my seatbelt on. It played this pretty little music. Mademoiselle, please put your seatbelt on. Thank you.
So the bloody thing knows you're a woman?
Oh yes, I can tell by the way I drive. Yeah, I walked into that one. We're watching this TV show Jay told us to watch called Sledgehammer from 1983 to 1986. Holy crap, the chauvinism on that is actually kind of funny. What were some of the good ones, Carl?
No, a woman says to him, I just wanted to take a short, make a short phone call. He pulls his gun and says, I know you're lying because you're a woman. No woman takes a short phone call.
Yeah. There was another one about, okay, not to ruin the plot of this episode, but somebody was claimed to be dead who wasn't really dead, and she got really mad and said, oh, it's an armadillo. And she said, why didn't you tell me he was alive? And, you know, because it's a secret, and they're trying to wean somebody out. And what was how'd that one go, Carl?
He said, I couldn't tell you because you're a woman and you have a telephone.
1983 even.
Yeah, but this is over the top for 1993. That's kind of the joke of the show.
I kind of see why the show didn't last very long.
I think it was actually pretty popular. I sent it on Norwegian TV back in the early 90s.
It was a huge hit in Germany, according to Jay. But yeah, so Jay was in... oh, it's cute down there, too. Jay was in the village this week, anyway. I think he just left yesterday, or is leaving leaving today, probably. But anyway, he was saying we needed to...
Yeah, I didn't get to meet him at all this time around.
No, you only got to watch him digitally, but boy, did you miss out on some good mead that he made. It tasted really good. But that cask that he brought was empty within one day, I think. Anders liked it so much, he wanted Anders Hovland, he liked it so much that he gave him a ring so that he could keep filling his glass as much to his heart's content without feeling guilty. Silver ring, by the way, it was really nice. There's that big viaduct. I really like that thing. It just makes you feel so small. But I don't think I've ever experienced anything like that at this perspective.
Special pillow for his gun, yes.
Yeah, he does. And all the artwork in his house. There's a bike lane on the side of the road, which is a little bit on the scary side because oftentimes you have to go into the bike lane to wiggle around. We're on a one-way street now, though, and on the other side of this parking lot is the opposite direction. But here's an example where you kind of have to share the path with the bikes, but you can't drive more than 30 anyway. Kilometers per hour. But it's okay, we'll make them sweat. Come on, guys, work it out. You got too much luggage on that bike. Oh, we scare people when Carl made a lady look like she stuck her finger in a light switch by asking him a question.
What?
You went down to ask a question at the receptionist and you said it, or you asked a question at a store and you said it was akin to having watched the lady stick her finger in a light socket.
Yeah, that's when I bought medicine at pharmacy.
Ah, yeah.
It's weird. I was also looking for cigarettes a day earlier, and nobody understands what I'm talking about. It's like, what? What's cigarette? Where? What? Try a coffee shop.
She's got like literally millions of packs of cigarettes behind her. Here's this bigger river. Now this one actually does go into the ocean, by the way. You can see the tops of all the sailboats here. Oh yeah, the tide thing. You want to tell them about the tide? Because we're not going to drive far enough to see that.
Yeah, no, the difference between low tide and high tide here is pretty extreme at about 9 meters.
I was half expecting the boats to be tipped over.
We drove around a little bay earlier today, and we see a lot of smaller boats. They just kind of park them at high tide, and then the water disappears, so the boat is way the fuck inland. And then you can maybe pick it up and just leave when it's high tide again.
Yeah.
All of these boats are sailboats. You see the masts. I don't know how much you see of the detail of
Turn your
the...
hand a little bit and they see more. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the masts are all down, obviously.
I understand that sailboats are fun, but I would expect to see at least some motorboats. So I'm expecting this to be a marina specifically for sailboats.
Oh, I think I saw every single one of the passengers of these boats in that flippin' market yesterday. It was insane how many people fit in this tiny little area. I was going nuts when we were trying to figure out where to park. Okay, I think if I go up too much that way, we're going to run out of city grain and sale. No, this is where we drove down with your father, and then under that highway there. But I think if I go too further out in that direction, we're going to lose quite a bit. But maybe I can drive through this.
Yeah, you only have to hold out for 6 minutes more.
Yeah. I don't think I want to take a chance. I would think that looks like steps on the other end of there, but I probably can drive through. Oh, just waiting for a car behind me.
I don't know. You could do the Ellie Hagen thing.
Oh, that was another. I mean, there's so many deadpan jokes on there, a bit like Naked Gun, or Airplane. Like the guy in the wheelchair is he has to suffer trying to take the wheelchair down the steps. And meanwhile, just to the right of him or the left of him was the wheelchair ramp where the two officers are walking down. That are accompanying him too, nonetheless. There you can see more of the sailboats if you turn it this way a bit. There you go. So next Saturday, we shouldn't have any problem being back on at a normal time. Maybe we get Anders to join us. I don't know if he'll still be in the country.
I've been slobbering over the super powerful bear for like, what now, a month? One and a half?
Yep, so that's why we have to get him back. Oh, you can turn it this way again. You'll make him
There is always some kind of reason not to drink it, and it drives me bananas.
A little bit more. So you don't have the gimbal kind of chose a mind of its own.
Yep.
Then if you do that a little bit, it'll go up.
But I thought there was, okay, I can't see it now.
Oh, okay.
On the other side there was a really cool big old sailboat, but...
there was a drawing on the side of one of the walls of the building about with the boats. What else did we learn from the French at the wedding party? There was something else, but I...
Well, at least I now know why every time we have a French group, bus group coming and having lunch, it takes longer than with any other people.
Oh God, yeah.
So when you're supposed to guide them after lunch, you have to stand around with your thumb up your ass for like 45 minutes before I finally finish to go.
Yeah.
French people, if they have access to wine, they will happily waste all the time.
Yep. We showed up, I mean, we've been coming a little late to these things, or avoiding some of the parts that we didn't have to go to because of the 92-year-old. Doesn't have the energy to be up for all of it. But we showed up for something and we thought, okay, this has got to be pretty late, like 4 o'clock. But by the time they finally served, it was, I don't know, like 4 hours of standing.
Yeah, something like that.
And then you would have like one course and then, okay, then maybe this is a one course event kind of thing. That's okay, that's fine. It was good food. It was very nice. And then all of a sudden they bring you something else like an hour and a half later. And it looked like, oh, okay, so we're going straight to dessert. Look at all the cheesecake. No, that's not cheesecake, that's cheese. Pieces of cheese. So I thought, okay, so it's a cheese dessert kind of thing, because, you know, it's been an hour and a half since we had the cheese. I guess it's time to go, so we go, but my kids were hitting it off with some French kids, so they were hanging out a little bit longer. That seagull really wants to get hit. French driving for the birds, too, by the way. That's not the first one that's tried to...
No, it's usually the fat pigeon-like things, but this time it was a seagull.
Yeah.
They have the art thing that if you Google Morlaix, you'll see that thing a lot.
This is where we came down in the beginning. No, but actually then when I came back to pick up my kids, apparently they had been served cake about an hour after we left as well.
Yeah. No, but I was talking
Yeah, we
to
can
the
go this
groom today, and he was going, "Yeah, okay, maybe we made some mistakes. Maybe we should have done the indoor thing when the weather was bad, and
Oh
the
yeah, that
outdoor
wasn't
thing
good.
when the weather was nice." And I told him that weddings is the one thing you don't really need an after-incident report for,
No.
because it's not like you're planning to do it again anytime soon.
I liked it. It was nice and low key though. It was just a little confusing as to how long we could keep your father there for, because you know he wanted food.
Uh,
But it was nice to visit with your family too. Lots to see and get to know the bride. I don't think we actually met the bride before.
no, she.
She had a lot of energy. She was quite fun.
Yeah,
She
and
literally cut the bottom off of her dress because she thought the tail was annoying. Just took a scissors
no,
to it.
I think it was because the kids that were supposed to hold up the end of her dress were super unreliable and just ran away with
Yeah,
dart arrows every time they had an opportunity.
yeah, because we were playing darts. No, but she
But,
literally halfway through just cuts the train off.
She's a very impressive girl. She's what, 20,
Yep.
and she speaks very good Norwegian.
She hasn't really. Well, she was in Norway for maybe a month or so, but she's been taking classes, and Rune Tobias has been teaching her.
I think she's been there for more than a month, but Rune Tobias was kind of her unofficial Norwegian teacher.
Yeah.
And when you want to bang your teacher, you do well in the school, I guess.
Carl! No, but it also helps that Rune Tobias' father is Bjørnar, who is a Norwegian teacher.
Yeah. And his mother, my sister, is also a Norwegian teacher. Usually for immigrants, people from the part of the world where you don't normally speak English.
Yeah.
Afghanistan, Syria, those
Oh, yeah,
parts.
okay. Yeah. He's got the what you would call third world country. Or maybe no. He's anyway.
It varies enormously.
But he sees a lot of mistakes that certain backgrounds will make, and he can eyeball which ones they need to work on.
I think the most interesting thing that he basically learns is the enormous cultural differences that exists between nations. For instance, if a Norwegian person threatens your life, says, "I'm going to kill you," take it extremely seriously and immediately contact the police. If an Iranian person says, "I'm going to kill you," that basically means, "I'm slightly annoyed with you right now."
Jesus.
But the other way around, if a Norwegian person says, "You are driving me crazy," that means that I'm slightly annoyed with you right now. And if an Iranian person is saying the same thing, it means, "I'm getting actual mental issues. Get me to a psychiatrist right the fuck now." So they will joke about killing people, but they won't joke about mental illness. And in Norway, it's the other way around.
I had two Iranians in my Norwegian class. I only took one because they made me skip some classes, so I can't go up that way due to Swedish background. Anyway, but holy crap, I thought, this is good. I'm learning a third language, fourth technically, if you want to call Swedish. One of the ones that I learned.
Swedish is not a language.
That's not how I meant that to come out, but I meant that I didn't use Swedish very much. I had a little bit of it, but not too much. Anyhow, the Iranians sitting there going, "This is my 9th language." I'm like, holy crap! He speaks 9 languages, and he picked up the Norwegian like nothing. It just is after a while you start to see the similarities and kind of draw from each other on it. But he was a scientist, I think. Okay, I have no idea where the hell we are now, but I see where the road we need to go. We'll go down this way.
We are a tiny bit over time now. We are on 63.
Which means we should get going because we have reservations, but look at the pretty view straight ahead. So we'll park over here. Yeah, but we're not far from our hotel anyway. We're within 5 minutes. There you can see over there. Look how pretty.
Somebody's honking their horn at you, woman.
Yeah. That's okay. I'm filming them. I can park here. There's a guy in front of me parked the wrong way, so I know I'm okay. There. It's pretty up there, though. Okay, let's see. Hi from Minnesota, Karen Oker is here. Hello, Karen. Well, we just went through Not for Kids, says Raymond. but for making kids, says Albert. Quite correct. Liam Neeson is in an upcoming reboot of the Naked Gun, says Nolvia. Oh, I need to see that. And Robin says, thanks for the car ride. I'm glad it kept up for the most part. I like, oh yeah, that was, yeah, we got to the sledgehammer part thing again. Okay, so we're gonna zoom out again, turn it. We'll say goodbye, because we gotta go and pick up a 92-year-old and feed him. We found out that ribs and potatoes American style worked out real well.
Yeah.
Anything that's dead, it's good.
We also have your 2 goblins, which is takes about as long time to move as the 92-year-old.
This is true. We found that out. Actually, we've done experiments through the airport. We might have to talk more about that next time. But anyway, next week, Saturday, back to Saturday, 6:30 again. We should be able to make it. So we will see you. Have fun.
Bye.
Thanks for hanging in there.